Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Dr. Dre and Maxine Waters are at odds. Now, this is a story that I never thought I'd live to tell. Dr. Dre and Maxine Waters at odds. What's going on here? Dr. Dre don't mess with nobody. He pretty much stay to himself. Maxine, she don't mess with nobody unless you mess with her or her constituents. So let's see what the California Post is saying about this spat. Dr. Dre and far-left Congresswoman Maxine Waters go to war over vital LA project. See, that kind of sounds like a hit piece already. Far-left Congresswoman. I never even heard of that term, far-left. I hear far-right all the time. But if you can have a far-right, I guess you can have a far-left. But Dr. Dre is backing a vital $360 million school bond in Compton. But Representative Maxine Waters is tied to a campaign urging voters to kill it. The unusual political spat has erupted ahead of Tuesday's vote on Measure CPT, a proposal that would fund construction of a new high school and continue efforts to modernize one across the city. As the rap legend publicly rallies for the measure, Waters appears on a campaign mailer urging voters to oppose it. The mailer, titled Congresswoman Maxine Waters' Sample Ballot and Voter Recommendations, was created by her campaign committee, Citizens for Waters, and advises residents to vote no on Measure CPT. Meanwhile, school officials were stunned by the recommendation. Micah Ali, president of the Compton Unified School District Board of Trustees, said he was aghast upon seeing the mailer. It has left me baffled, and many in the community are trying to understand why she would position herself in this manner, Ali told Politico. Ali said that if the measure fails, it would mean limiting Compton's future. The bond would fund the replacement of Dominguez High School, an aging campus whose alumni include rapper Eazy-E, comedian Paul Rodriguez, and former professional athletes Richard Sherman and Tyson Chandler. Supporters argue that Measure CPT would continue the district's push to transform outdated schools. Compton Unified has already poured tens of millions of dollars into upgrading infrastructure and building 2 new high school campuses. So Dr. Dre is calling on the residents to support the measure, while Congresswoman Maxine Waters says, no, not so fast. So why is Maxine Waters taking such a position? I mean, it sounds like something good, right? This sounds like, you're pumping money into the school district. You're going to build new schools. You're going to add new programs for the kids. That sounds like something you can get behind, right? Well, after a little digging, I found out why Maxine Waters was opposed. Now, I'm going to tell you the reason why I said it was a hit piece, because they knew why she was opposed, but the writer did not state in that article why she was opposed to the measure. The writer just said she was opposed to the measure. And then remember when I first read the title, the headline said far left. When they talk like that, they're already telling you, where they stand. But they try to make it seem like the piece was objective, but really it was a hit piece. So this is why Maxine Waters is opposed to the measure. She's opposed because of the heavy property tax burden it would place on working class families and retirees, and because of the existing concerns regarding community trust and district leadership. I know Maxine Waters, been knowing her for years. She is a trooper. And I know for a fact that she is for the people of Compton. So it didn't make a lot of sense to me that she would just oppose some measure that was good for the children, good for the residents of Compton, California, right? But after doing some digging, I find out here's why she's opposed. Because of the heavy property tax burden it would place on working class families and retirees, and because of existing concerns regarding community trust and district leadership. The Measure CPT is a $360 million school bond aimed primarily at modernizing and replacing aging facilities. So that sounds good. But Maxine is like, hold on, before we go any further, before we build any new schools, let's make sure that the money that is used to build these new schools are properly managed. Because that Maxine, first of all, is saying there's an increased tax burden here. The bond would add roughly $60 per 100,000 of assessed property value to local tax bills. Critics, including Maxine Waters, point out that this added financial strain is difficult for working class families and retirees, especially since taxpayers are still paying off two previous school improvement bonds passed in 2015 and in 2022. There's a lack of trust in district leadership. District parent groups have argued that pouring more money into infrastructure does not automatically create safe or effective schools. Safety issues and past fiscal mismanagement have occasionally undermined community trust in the Compton Unified School District's leadership. So that's what this is all about, according to Maxine Waters. This is why she's opposing it. She's not opposing it because she don't want improvements at these schools. She's opposing it because she says they haven't straightened out the infrastructure part. They haven't gotten the structure right so that the funds can properly be managed, and also so that nobody goes out there and pretty much put a Band-Aid on a problem that requires surgery. She thinks that they need to first address past issues before they can address these issues. Otherwise, you're just throwing money at something, right? It's almost like throwing money at anything, like if you throw money at a child, let's say you got a kid that's on the wrong track and that kid is perhaps, depressed, and you just buy them things that don't address the issue, right? You got to get down to the root of the problem. Otherwise, that kid could actually, become unhinged. Like it could be really, really bad, right? So you want to get down to the root of the problem. And it sounds like to me, Maxine Waters is trying to get to the root. And it sounds like to me that Dr. Dre is just trying to get behind, a positive movement, right? A positive initiative to help the kids. It sounds like both sides have good intentions. I think they need to sit down because I don't like this idea of Dr. Dre and Maxine Waters going at it. So I think both sides need to just sit down and just get an understanding. That's all it comes down to. Just having an understanding. Conversation rule the nation. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.